I think it's like a 10, 9. It's like a 9 or a 10, right, for me. And this is a literal shot-for-shot remake, okay? We're talking shot-for-shot, dialogue for dialogue. They're doing all the same stuff with today's technology. So let me first start by saying the technology is absolutely wonderful. Like, could you believe? Can you even believe that this film was not possible when Toy Story 1 came out? Like
looking
the
back
CGI,
at Toy Story,
you're like, how do they do the way the fur and the water
amazing.
making things, damp and just the animals and animating them? It is amazing. It's visually impressive. Even the locations are very nice and the lighting. It's just great. It's fantastic in that respect. However, in redoing The Lion King, I feel this one removes a lot of what makes The Lion King good. I don't know how, another way to put it.
Everything is worse.
Yes. Go ahead, Alex.
I think it's worse.
Everything about this one is worse. And look,
well, okay, let me say one thing before you start. With Joe's point, you say not everything?
No.
Okay, I will say yes, not everything but we're talking small, minuscule, different improvements to the film's lore logic, right? Like giving a reason for certain... Okay, let's spoiler review.
There's no big spoilers about
seen
Lion
this
King.
movie.
It happens exactly the same way as The Lion
If you haven't seen The Lion King, don't watch it. Come on, man. What's wrong with you, number one? Okay, so small things like giving a reason for, Scar to take Simba out into the gorge, saying you need to work on, your loud roaring, and this is how it's done. Stay here and roar as loud as possible until it reaches over the edge. Small little things like that. Trying to give Nala a few more things to do. There's a brand new scene where she sneakily exits out, and there's some tension. Is Scar gonna get her? No, she's sneaky and she's clever and she got away. And then there's a scene with a dung beetle. Some shit is rolling on the ground. It's supposed to show you the circle of life. This little piece of hair manages to fly.
That was a lot. That piece of hair was a lot.
That was just like, you're like, what is going on? Anyway, so it's just a lot to take in that the monkey finally, what is it? Rafiki, manages to get a hold of that hair. Like, really? Of all the places that hair's gonna fly? Okay, fine, whatever. And just small little things here and there to improve the film's logic and the point, like the circle of life, re-emphasizing that Nala's not useless and she has her own little thing going, and the logic of certain things that people picked at last time. But it leaves out some of the best moments.
It does, and that's why, honestly, right now, I'm tapped out. I'm done with these Disney remakes. This is fine. This was a fine movie. It wasn't terrible. It was just fine, and that's what it is.
It's The Lion King!
Yes, they did shot for shot. You don't really need it. You've seen it. The original's better, but they're just making money now. And
so even
the voice,
you see
the voice acting was good.
95% of it was amazing.
Yeah.
What was the other 5%?
Like everyone's saying, it's like, oh, these are too realistic. You can't see the emotions. Yes, I can see that, but
the emotions, right, in the lion's face.
There was no emotion.
There was
no
hard,
emotion.
but the tone that some of them, like, the voice acting kind of carried that too.
Okay.
I kind of felt that as like, I'll bypass. You can't see
Disagree
the emotion.
completely.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be realistic.
Yes, but
It's
realistic.
so
All of the people, like all of the animals in this pride, come up to watch a baby lion that's going to be eating them in 10 years. But it's realistic, man. Lions don't have facial expressions, but they can
It makes
talk.
no sense to me that they want to put the realistic layer on there, but yet what makes Lion King so good is the fantasy-like elements, the expressions, the playfulness, and the jokes. And they removed so many of the jokes.
Yeah.
You don't have, hitting Simba on the head with the staff.
Doesn't matter.
It's in the past. But the most important part of that and the cool lesson from it was he tries to do it again and Simba ducks. And he's like, you see, you learn from the past, and it's so good, That's not in here. In fact, he doesn't even have his staff. Actually, I was surprised. He grabbed his staff and he goes, "I missed you, old friend." But then it never shows up again. It's almost like they created just that one small scene for people saying, "I can't believe he doesn't have his staff." You know? Because he doesn't use it anymore.
Yeah,
Why hide it? No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does. He goes and chases the fucking hyenas.
Yes, but in the original, in the original, he threw in some kung fu, Joe, and he ain't got no kung fu.
They didn't make it so
looks like
cartoony.
He's using a stupid
That's why
tool.
I said this is a fine film. It is not good. Like,
takes all this stuff, Joe. And you're talking about the acting, the voice acting holds up the facial expressions. It does not. You remove all of the personality. He doesn't even do his song anymore.
I think Timon and Pumbaa did a great job.
Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner were
Squash Banana's not in it. All the different things. Like, okay, James Earl Jones.
That's the only thing about this movie that made me sad.
They knew that they could not recast Mufasa with anybody else. Yet there are the actors out there, other actors that are iconic. Jeremy Irons.
I did not like this Scar. I don't want to butcher his name. I forget his name. The guy from
Idris Elba?
No, it's not Idris Elba.
Who is it?
It's the guy from Doctor Strange, his buddy.
Yeah.
Baron.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna butcher his name.
He didn't do a bad
no,
job.
Idris Elba was in Jungle Book remake. Yeah. I'm mixing up my things. Okay.
Yeah.
So
him I didn't.
So it's not that he did a bad job. It's just Jeremy Irons is iconic. But the only thing that got any emotion out of me was hearing the age in James Earl Jones' voice. He sounds old, and it
didn't sound
when he was talking, it's like, man,
whatever.
I don't want to lose Darth
Vader.
Vader. Well, that was the only part of emotion I got out of this whole damn thing, because there is nothing on their face. You do not cast people with facial paralysis in movies for a goddamn reason, because you get nothing from it. You get that when they advertised this movie, you saw none of the animals talking. Everything was voiceovers, because they knew that this was an impossible task. And Jon Favreau, I think, did amazing when he could. Some of the voice actors did amazing with what they did. The animators.
We agree on one that did terrible.
The animation was incredible, like beyond incredible. This movie should win Oscars for it, but you cannot make a movie where like the characters just they talk to you like this and they're trying to have emotion and they can't. Some of the voice actors even try to have to like overcompensate for the fact that there's no.
Who is Nala?
Beyonce.
Okay.
So she was the same character in Austin Powers as she was in this movie. And yes, she was definitely Foxy Cleopatra in this movie.
I don't think she's a very good actress, but she's an amazing singer.
Her musical number was great, but
yeah, they got a new song in there too from Spirit.
Yeah, the end credits has a new song from Elton John.
I checked out.
The music was good. I'm gonna say that the music was great. It hits louder. They put some new jingles in there, and just hearing it on an epic score and an orchestra. Really, I love the music in the film, but everything on screen, it's like they're rushing through the dialogue. And it might have been that I've seen the original so many times, and it just the new cadence and even the way they say their lines feels off, and it has the emotion. Now everybody's made fun of this scene already, but we're also going to jump in here. Is the moment Mufasa dies, and he basically grabs his paws and he leans in, and it's done so well. And Jeremy Irons is Scar. And whoever this was a different actor. I thought it was Idris, but it's not. It sounds similar to Idris, but it's somebody else. If you could look him up, he feels like he's rushing through everything, and there's just no sinisterness to it. It's not very good. And not only that, did he just smacks him in the face?
You want to try to say that?
Try to say the name.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, the guy from Doctor Strange.
Okay, he slaps him in the face, and then he falls, sort of like a rag doll.
It looked funny. He's like,
and they show it twice in the film.
See, I don't have a problem with the voice acting in that scene. I have a problem
I'm saying the mannerisms, the emotions, the cadence in the voice, basically all of the way you convey emotion.
Well,